Higher we praise, we praise. All the glory belongs to you. All the glory belongs to you. Oh, yeah.
$5 a day invested for 1 year, and you could have $1,900. $5 a day.
Oh, victory, yeah. I know my identity, my name, victory. I know my identity, my name, victory. Say victory, that's my name, victory. I know, say victory, that's my name, yeah. I know, say victory, that's my name, say victory. I know, say VICTORY, say victory, yeah. I know, yeah, who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. See, I know who I am. I know my identity. My name is victory. I know my identity. My name
is
victory.
victory.
Said I know my identity. My name is victory. I know my identity. My name is victory.
Victory.
Say victory.
Victory.
That's my name.
That's my name.
Say victory.
Victory.
I know who I am. Victory.
Victory.
Say that's the name.
That's my name.
Say victory.
Victory.
I know who I am. 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 Yes. Yes, Hunty. VICTORY. VICTORY. Yes, that's my name.
Okay.
Don't wear it out.
Oh, come on.
That's my name, Victory.
We know who we are.
You better claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who you are?
My name is Victory.
Do you know who you are?
Ooh, I know my identity.
Ah.
You just told us earlier.
Come on.
It's been stolen twice.
Come on.
But now we know our identity.
Come on.
And that our name
It's
is
Victory. Woo!
Woo!
You better claim it.
Yes.
You better claim
We
it.
are the true divine beings, the original creations of YAHUAH.
Come on.
And no one can take that from
Nobody.
us. It don't matter if they don't like it, sis.
That's
they
right.
can't take it.
That's right.
They can't take
That's
they can't
right.
stop it.
That's right. And let me tell you something. You don't have to go back and do no paperwork.
Ooh.
You ain't got to file papers. You ain't got to
Come
go through the
on.
courts. You ain't got to do nothing. It is your inheritance. It belongs to you. It cannot be
Yes.
taken from you. It is yours. Nobody gives it to you except for your Father, the Creator. He gave it to you, and it can't be taken from you. So you got all these people talking about go through, do this and go do that and go sign these papers and go do that. Do you think these heathens really care about that? You really think these heathens is going to grant that? You think they really go? No! It's yours. It's through your DNA.
That's right.
So now you got to take it what? By force.
Ooh, come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, all that peaceful stuff is out the door.
Mm.
All that kumbaya and locking arms and walking through the streets, talking about nonviolence, peaceful protests, and all that stuff's over with. It's done.
Facts.
We about to take it back by force. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, that Bible that you say you believe in so badly, that Bible that you worship, that Bible that you adhere to, says that we're going to take it by force. With a praise on our lips
And
a sword in our hands. Woo! We will execute vengeance against the heathens.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, sis.
Yeah. We're taking it
Ooh.
back by force. Ain't no paperwork. We ain't doing none of that bullshit no more. No paperwork, no demonstrations, no walks, no marches. We're not doing any of it. What?
Like you be saying, did Daddy say we had to have paperwork?
No.
Did Ahia say we had to have paperwork?
Did he tell us to do peaceful protests? No. He told us to execute vengeance against the heathens
and take what belongs
back
to us by force.
Yeah, y'all ain't ready.
And
but
put our enemies under the ban.
Under the what?
Completely. Put them under the ban completely.
That means bring them to naught.
Utterly destroy them.
But those that hear our highest voice, they hear it. They hear it. They hear it. Most of the ones that don't hear the Most High's voice, they in religion. And they'll be the ones that'll be actually the 2/3, smoke through with the heathens. They're going to lose their life along with the people that they love, along with these heathen nations. But see, most of our people, sis Yasatari, they thugs, they in them streets. They about that street, that street business. They don't play games. Like they about that business for real. I'm one of them people, even though I grew up in the religious organizations, I'm about that business. I was being tamed, and oppressed in the religious organizations. They make you lose your bravery. The religious organization teaches you to be a coward. It teaches you to love the people that hate you. And it teaches you to cower down and to turn the other cheek and to do good to those that despitefully use you. That's what religion teaches you. It teaches you to be a slave and an oppressed, ignorant, dumb, stupid peon. But all praises, those of us that were asleep, we waking up now.
Yes, we are.
We are enlightened. We are enlightened. We are elevated. We are being elevated to an authentic regal royal status. See, in royalty, they knew they didn't play with the heathens. The regal royal people of the earth, they didn't play. They made sure they fought back to keep their position. They fought back to keep their inheritance. They fought back to keep their legacy flowing to their children, to their seed. So, we waking up now. And understanding that our inheritance belongs to us, and we're going to take it back by force. And ain't no paperwork, ain't nothing. And we ain't dealing with you heathens on that level no more. All that kumbaya crap it's out the door. We taking it by force. We taking it by force. This is prophetic word coming forth. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. It's a whole lot of people out there like Yahca'Anna and Yasatari. They sick and tired of being sick and tired. They sick and tired of these wicked ass people being in control. They sick and tired of all they money not going to them and their families, but going to these demon tax collectors, to these people that's raping and robbing us. We didn't pay for our houses. We didn't pay for our cars, but we still got to keep paying for it. We got to pay for food that's freely given to us by our Father. We got to pay for air. We got to pay for gas. We got to pay for electricity. We got to pay for water. No, we're done. We're finished. We about to take this back by force. Woo! Bae! Mr. Harvey! What you cooking? Smell good, y'all. I'm sorry. My senses be on one.
I got it with the onion.
Girl, it smells so doggone good. Why would he make that? And he know we not eating meatloaf. That's so bad. That's so bad.
Well,
I'm so bad right now. It smells so good. I wish y'all could
Right.
smell it
It
too.
do.
Oh my goodness.
It
But
do.
anywho, let me try to concentrate. But yeah, we taking it back by force, y'all.
Yes.
We taking it back by force. All praises.
I was like, I just got a second whiff.
Girl.
Ooh, he wrong for that.
Wrong.
But as you
Wrong.
were speaking, sis, I was thinking of Joshua and Caleb
Uh-huh.
and how they were the ones that were empowering our people
Yes.
to do what Yahuwah had commanded us.
Because the majority of our people was what?
Being cowards. It was saying they're
We
too big
big.
and we're too small
We
and
can't
the
overtake.
land is good, but we can't overtake it. Even though Yahuwah told us that it's
That-
ours.
Woo! Say that again.
Even
sis.
though Yahuwah said it's our land and told us that we can go and take it.
Wow.
They
Wow.
got scared.
Where are the Josephs and Joshuas
Joshua
and
and
Caleb's? Where are the Joshuas and Caleb's? Will y'all please stand up? I know we have feminine, female
Yes.
Joshuas and Caleb's too.
Yes.
Where y'all at?
Come on.
Please stand. Yeah. But y'all go ahead. But it's a remnant that's rising. And we taking it by force.
That's right. Yes,
we taking it by
are.
force.
Because it's ours.
You better believe
It's
it.
ours.
Yes, it is.
It was never theirs to conquer. It was never theirs to sell. It was never theirs to do anything with.
And we were never theirs to oppress. We were never theirs for them to do what they did to us.
That's right.
And what they continue to do to us. We never belonged to them. They shouldn't have put their hands on us. They shouldn't have treated us how they treated us. They shouldn't have killed our babies. They shouldn't have ripped babies from the mother's stomachs. They shouldn't have fed our babies to the alligators. They shouldn't have desecrated our men. They shouldn't have raped us, our women in front of their husbands and their children. They shouldn't have raped our children. They shouldn't have did it, unalived our men and our women, hung us from trees, dragged us by trucks, bombed our cities, bombed our schools, bombed our churches. Y'all should have never did it. You should have never enslaved us. What you did is coming back to you. Double. Double. And for Esau, the Edomites, we just read it on Shabbat. In the Obadiah, 1 chapter. There's your future, Caucasians.
Mm-hmm.
There's your future.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let these religious demons lie to you and say, oh, no, that's, you're grafted in and Jesus loves you and we all serve the same God. They're lying to you.
Mm-hmm. You better read Ezekiel 37.
You bet 37 and start at 15. We'll give you the exact spot. Because there ain't no grafting in of no heathens. If the heathens cleave, you will be a righteous handmaiden or servant.
Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14. You better stop believing these jokers, these wolves in sheep clothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's telling you lie upon lie upon lie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is what it is. We taking it back by force. We in the end of the end, and we about to be in the beginning of the new beginning.
Wow.
Jacob got next, baby, forever. The righteous children of Yahuwah got next forever, and it can't be stopped. Can't be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be changed. It can't even be delayed and never denied. You can't even delay it. It's right on schedule.
Mm-hmm. Come on, sis.
It's right on schedule. Oh, praises to Yahuwah. It's right on schedule. So go and let these religious demons, whether they Hebrewities or Christianities or whatever these mores pastors and telling you that they're the grafting in of the heathens and ain't none of that. Ain't none of that going down. Like we said, we read it to you on Shabbat. They will be righteous handmaidens and servants. Mm-hmm. And Yahuwah is going to pour his spirit out on them, but they will not prophesy. Mm-mm. The strange Torah lied and switched that up. But in Joel, isn't it the book of Joel that said it?
Yeah.
It said, I will pour my spirit on your children, on your sons and daughters, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy. And I will also pour my spirit upon the righteous male servants and female servants. That's where he stops. But in the strange Torah, what did they do? They added
to it.
And what did the Most High say he going to do to people that add to what he said?
Bring the curses and the plagues upon them.
Do what?
He's going to bring the curses and the plagues upon them.
Yeah. That's facts. So, yeah, we're living in a most wonderful time right now. We're living in a most wonderful time. If you're righteous, it's going to be good for you. Even if you're a righteous heathen. If you're righteous, stay righteous. Cleave to righteous Yasharel if you have the other nations. Because it's going to be good for you too. If you're righteous. And no, the playing field is not leveled. No, it's not. The kingdom is only for Yasharel, the righteous Yasharel. That's it. That's all. And we don't apologize about that. And the Most High told us we never be ashamed. Go to Isaiah before we sing our last song, or 2 songs, or is it 2 or 1?
I think it's just 1.
Go to Isaiah 45 and 17. And go to the King James Version.
Okay.
But just switch the name to the Most High. Isaiah 45, verse 17.
But Israel shall be saved in YAHUAH with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
So that strange Torah talks about in John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. Well, that's buffoonery. It's buffoonery.
Yes, it is.
It's a lie. The New Testament was constructed that you would stay in idol worship, worshiping an idol. Yes. A man on wood that does not save.
No knowledge do they have.
Matter of fact, read that again at 17. Listen to this.
But Israel shall be saved.
But all the world.
Israel, Yasharel, shall be saved.
Okay. Go ahead, sis.
In YAHUAH with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
That's Yasharel. The nation of Yasharel. Keep going, sis. Keep reading.
For thus said YAHUAH that created the heavens, YAHUAH himself that formed the earth and made it. He established it. He created it, not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited.
Ooh. YAHUAH formed the earth to be inhabited. But what do these heathens keep saying?
They want to depopulate it.
They want to depopulate. The earth is overcrowded. They're liars. They're liars. These are the devils the Most High is talking about. That are going throughout the earth seeking whom what? They can devour. This is why we telling y'all, get your heads out your butts, get your heads out the clouds, get your heads out of religion, because it ain't a red guy with a pitchfork. It ain't no devil, no little spirit devil running around doing things. It's these actual powers that be, this government, the heathen nations. Who we have your actual presidents talking about depopulating. They got these white folks that got all this money that's publicly saying they want to depopulate the earth. Well, what does that mean? That means they trying to kill people.
Mhm.
Through what? Jabbers, our
Mhm.
food, our air, our water,
Mhm.
the witchcraft medications,
Dis-ease.
and they make these diseases on purpose. They call them not chemical warfare. It's a term that they use for warfare, where they actually go into the scientific labs and they create diseases and they use them as war.
Nuclear?
I don't think nuclear is for like radiation and stuff.
Oh.
Like a nuclear bomb. But they use these pathogens
Mhm.
as a war tool against humanity.
Mhm.
Do y'all understand now that it's not these countries warring against each other? Do you know they're all working together to war against humanity? But y'all don't want to hear that. These people in the United Nations, they come together not to wage war on each other, but to wage war on humanity, because that's how they keep humanity under their control and enslaved. Phew. All right, sis, keep going. That YAHUAH made the earth to be what?
Inhabited.
Inhabited. Go ahead.
I am YAHUAH, and there is none else. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth.
I don't speak in riddles. I don't speak in parables. Like your idol, that idol that y'all worship, named Jesus, Yahushua. He spoke in parables.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High said, I don't speak like that.
Mm-hmm.
I speak clearly. Go ahead, sis.
Oh, Prophetess Yahca'Anna said biological warfare.
Thank you, Prophetess Yahca'Anna. Biological warfare. Biological warfare. These are the devils, these are the demons, the devils, and Satan that we are up against. They are actual people. Y'all making Satan a god, and the Most High said there is none other. He said, I control the left hand and the right. I create good and evil. That's what YAHUAH said. Mm-hmm. There ain't no Satan. That's right. It is the nations that operate wickedly. That's your Satan. That's your devils. Yes. There's no Satan, y'all. I know, y'all. It's a hard pill for y'all to swallow. But the Most High said there is none other. How you cannot create a deity when the Creator says there is none other. That's right. He said there's none above nor below. Woo, girl, he is bringing this thing to.
Yes.
YAHUAH says there is none above nor below. There is no other else. Period.
None other. N-O-N-E. None.
Everything else is fictitious and has been made up by man to scare you.
Come on. Come on.
Everything, I'm going to repeat that. Every God, every religion, the devil included, has been made up fictitiously to scare you and to keep you in bondage. Mm-hmm. There's only the Creator, y'all. There's only the Creator. There is nothing else. Mm-hmm. And until we understand the demonic forces that work through the people, the darkness. When I say demonic forces, the darkness, the wickedness that work through the people. Mm-hmm. People have orchestrated wickedness. Right. People have orchestrated murdering and killing and raping and robbing and stealing and overtaking. People have done this. Mm-hmm. Your enemy is not a spirit or a red guy with a pitchfork. Mm-mm. Your enemy is people. Mm-hmm. You're depressed because you're overworked, underpaid. You're depressed because you're making somebody else rich when you got to rob Peter to pay Paul. You're depressed because you have to continue to pay taxes every single day of your life. And why? We don't even know why. Oh, it goes to fixing the roads in the city. We don't need all that. We don't need all that. No, it's going to line somebody's pockets. That's what it's going to do. So we are in a situation now where our people need to come together and gather. We need to come together and come out of the matrix, come out of all of the things that the world has given us. We got to come out of that. And you think you free and stuff in it, you're not. You will experience true freedom once you disconnect. All right, sis, go ahead. Yahuwah said we're supposed to be inhabited. The earth is supposed to be inhabited.
That's right. I am Yahuwah, and there is none else. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, Yahuwah, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Assemble yourselves and come. Draw near together, ye that are escaped of the nations. They have no knowledge that set up the wood of their graven image and pray unto a God that cannot save.
My.
Ooh, tell ye and bring them near, yea, let them take counsel together. Who hath declared this from ancient time? Who hath told it from that time? Have not I, Yahuwah? And there is no Eluah else beside me, a just Eluah and a Savior. There is none beside me.
But y'all don't believe it. Y'all don't believe that there is none beside the Creator. Y'all keep putting idols next to him. Whether it's Yahusha, Jesus, Zeus, Muhammad, Allah, Hare Krishna, whether it's Satan, what you keep putting people by him, and he said there is none else. There's none else. It don't get no more plainer than that. All right, let's do our last songs. Let's do our last song. And then we're going to get into this book. All praises. All praises.
Most people are too lazy to do this, but it saves homeowners a fortune.
Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I can sing to you this song. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. I lift my hands in total adoration of you. Reign on the throne, for you are Yah and Yah alone. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I can sing to you this song. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. Yeah. I'll be in your arms. You are my shelter from the storm. When all my friends were gone, you were right there all along. I never known a love like this before. anything. I love a higher. I love a higher. I worship and adore. Just want to tell you that I love. Yeah, I love you more than anything. Oh, I love a higher. I love a higher. I worship and adore. I just want to tell you that I really love you. Yeah, I love you more than anything. Hey, I love a higher. I love a higher. Oh, and I worship and adore. Tell you that I really love you more. Hey, I love a higher, and I worship. I just want to tell you that I really love you more. Hey, I love a higher, and I worship. Just wanna tell you that I really, 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 really love you. I love you. I love you more than anything. So much more, so much more. I love you. Oh, I love you more than anything. Woo! Ah! Woo! My. When you really love them, you don't care if you go against the whole wide world.
Come on. That's right.
You don't care if mom and daddy and them don't like
Well.
Woo! When you really love them, you don't care if it's you against the masses. Woo!
Right.
You do exactly what he tells you to do.
That's right.
You won't conform.
Nope.
See, when you really love him, it don't matter what you were stuck in, taught, any of that. If you was brainwashed or anything, if you was entangled in falsehood, and when you really love him, you coming out of it.
Come on, sis.
You're gonna be like, oh, that was false. That ain't true.
Yes.
And you come right up out that thing. Immediately.
No questions asked.
When you really love him.
No ifs, ands, buts about it.
When you really love him.
Mm-hmm.
When you really love him. When he unveils that truth to you.
Yes.
You say, oh my goodness. Let me grab hold of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you got to go alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My goodness.
Yes.
Ooh, and I love me some YAHUAH.
Yes.
I love
more than anything.
Girl, more than anything. I love my creator.
Yes.
All that other stuff. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. It don't mean nothing. I love my YAHUAH.
It don't.
I love him. I love him. He has implanted us with everything we need to take dominion, to subdue, to be fruitful and multiply. He has implanted. We are little hymns.
Yeah.
We are little creators.
We are.
We are gods. We are goddesses.
We are.
We ain't servants.
No.
That's what religion, that's what your New Testament dogma teach you, that you're a servant, you're a slave. No, we no. Mm-mm. Not, we're children.
Yeah.
We're heirs. We're
right.
empresses, emperors, rulers, judges, prophetess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right rulers in the earth. That's what we are. We're not servants. We have servants. We have servants, but we're not servants.
We're not servants.
Oh, all praises. All praises. We are obedient, righteous children of YAHUAH.
That's right.
All praises. Thank you, Father.
Mm.
All right, sis, you got anything? Let's get into this book if you don't.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, let me plug this in real quick. If you joined us on Sunday, we started 100 days. Back to our 100 days elevated journey of eating.
Yes.
And we have started with the no meat, no sugar. And we are having fruits, vegetables, eggs, and fish.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no other meat, no other sugar, no sugars. So that started on Sunday, November 2nd. So if you would like to join us, come on and join us. All praises to the Most High. And we're going to enjoy these fruits and veggies and the fish and the eggs and just eating good and no drinks but water. You know what I'm saying? Let's do no drinks but water. I mean, if you drink your coffee and your tea and you can do it without sugars, great. But let your main drink be water. Let's hydrate ourselves with our fruits and hydrate ourselves with our water. All praises.
All praises.
All right, sister.
All right, so we're diving back into our book, Black AF History, The Un-Whitewashed Story of America by Michael Harriot. We are on chapter 3, page 56, and it's called The World Recentered. That's what we're getting into next. The World Recentered.
All praises.
There are so many worlds. Come, you was just touching on this.
Oh my goodness.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this up. Did you just hear? Sis just explained the world in Isaiah 45:17 versus the world in John 3:16. And here we are with more confirmation of this book. Says the very beginning lines of chapter 3. There are so many worlds.
Wow. Thank you, Father.
Centuries after pharaohs, emperors, czars, sultans, khans, caliphs, and kings all took turns ruling the disparate, sometimes simultaneously existing regimes that historians then and now refer to as the world ruling empires. A brand new dynasty emerged in South Carolina. Just as Rome, Egypt, Athens, or Carthage are considered by ancient historians as world capitals, for Black Americans, South Carolina stands as the capital of the known world. Understanding the history and legacy of Africans in America and America itself cannot begin with the tea-tossing frat boys of Boston or even the self-righteous Constitution writers of the North. America's fortune, fame, and even its independence began in South Carolina. In many ways, the Palmetto State served as the template for America's pseudo-democracy, a system in which labor and intelligence was stolen from West Africa and enforced via the enslavement and exploitation of their peoples. South Carolina's white settlers benefited from the evolution of human bondage in Virginia. If you recall where we last left off, the Jamestown colony was on the verge of collapse because the bumbling blue bloods didn't know how to farm, hunt, build, or survive, and were starving to death despite having land galore. While the Brits were loving the tobacco coming their way, the colonies still weren't exactly making a profit, to the point that the Virginia Company couldn't even pay its investors. They needed people with the know-how and muscle to do things. But the rumors about disease, arrows to the leg, and colonizers literally having each other for dinner didn't help generate enthusiasm among working-class Englanders to try out the new land.
Mind you, he keeps repeating to y'all and letting y'all know that these heathen nations, the Caucasoids, the Caucasian European nations, aren't strangers to eating each other. What is that called? Cannibalism.
Yep.
They're not strangers to cannibalism. So it shouldn't be, it's a surprise to us because we never got down like that. But now the Most High is revealing to us that, places like KFC and McDonald's and all these Burger King, Wendy's, all these fast food joints, all these restaurants are serving human beings, human flesh. Don't think they can't make it look like chicken or ribs or steak. They can make it look exactly like what you think you eating.
Mm-hmm.
So this man is confirming exactly what Deuteronomy 28 said, that in the land of our oppressor, when we are oppressed, we would eat our own children.
Mm-hmm.
So these heathen nations, they're not strangers to being cannibals.
Mm-mm.
That's not a secret. It's a secret that they don't want you to know. But it's historically proven that they are cannibals.
Mm-hmm.
And they have no problem eating flesh, human beings. And that's what they resorted to because they didn't know how to till the land. They didn't know how to farm.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, sister.
Even the poorest citizens had no desire to cross the ocean for a chance at starving to death. To solve this personnel problem, the Virginia Company came up with a novel solution. On November the 18th, 1618, the company passed the Orders and Constitutions, which included a provision that would rescue the failed experiment. Instead of enticing workers with money, the Virginia Company's Great Charter of Privileges, Orders, and Laws offered free land grants to anyone who provided funds for poor people to move to the colonies. An affluent landowner would receive the rights to 50 acres for each head they brought over, garnering as much as 200 acres for a family of 4. After a period of indentured servitude, the poor immigrants could hope to purchase land on credit from the wealthy landowners, move to unreserved land and claim squatters' rights, or sell their skills to the highest bidder. Of course, the system was flawed. The colonizing class are perhaps the most skilled loophole finders of all time. And what these Virginians lacked in farming and survival skills, they more than made up for with their propensity for exploitation. In 1638, George Menifee came up with a bright idea for how to scam his way into free land without losing his labor force after the indentured servants served their obligatory time of peonage. Menifee, a merchant, farmer, and member of the governor's council, was able to receive a patent for 3,000 acres, 1,150 of which he claimed for the Negroes that I brought out of England with me. A year later, when Menifee earned another 3,000 acres for importing.
They're just giving land that don't belong
Mhm.
to him.
6,000 acres.
How in the world? How do you just go and take land? How are you just giving land? White supremacy. White supremacy. Go ahead, sis.
A year later, when Menifee earned another 3,000 acres for importing 60 more Africans, everyone jumped on the buy one slave, get 50 acres free bandwagon. Then in 1662, Virginia's legislature officially sealed the fate of its Negro servants.
50 acres in itself is a lot of land.
Yeah.
They were getting 50 acres per person, per slave person. That don't even make sense. And then give us our 40 acres and a mule.
Right. Sure didn't. They stole it.
But they said colonizers make sure they make loopholes where they can't keep their promises, where they didn't even keep their promises to the indentured servants. And the indentured servants weren't the slaves. Those were white Irish people, white people that was under contract of servitude for a period of time. They made loopholes to try to keep them indentured. And serve as servants, as indentured servants, longer than they were supposed to be. So this is what colonizers do. They don't stick to the agreement. They're liars. And this is why we have to come out of them and be separated. They make laws that only benefit them. Yeah. They find loopholes that only benefit them and their people. This is why we got to get away from these doggone heathens. You don't need to be voting. Vote for what? What are you voting for? Half of y'all don't even understand the laws and the rules and the regulations and everything that they're putting out there, making these different laws and things. You don't even understand that most of those laws are to come against us. Right. Most of those laws are to come against us. And you out there, I voted. Vote what? For what? Has nothing to do with us, but everything to do with us. You get that? It has nothing to do with us, but everything to do with us. Hell, I got a family member that so-called call themselves running for political commissioner in my city. I'm not voting. I don't care. I don't know. No. Because our people, when we get wrapped up into that stuff, you become a people pleaser. Yes. And not a people pleaser of your own people. Right. You become a people pleaser of the other nations. Yep. A coon, a sellout. I'm good. Go ahead, sister.
Whereas some doubts have arisen whether children got by any Englishman upon a Negro woman should be slave or free, be it therefore enacted and declared by this present Grand Assembly that all children born in this country shall be held bond or free only according to the condition of the mother, and that if any Christian shall commit fornication with a Negro man or woman, he or she so offending shall pay double the fines imposed by the former act. Unlike
hold up, wasn't nobody paying no fines, and they was having sex with our people all the time. Yeah, so-called Christians too. Go ahead, sister.
Unlike the poor English, Irish, and native indentured servants, the African imports and their children were now considered property. The black head rights scheme.
So that's why when anybody starts to talk about that trash about, well, you guys weren't the only ones enslaved.
Exactly.
No, we were the ones enslaved, only ones enslaved.
That's right. Considered
Y'all were
property.
Yeah, we were considered property and had no right of even having the opportunity of being what? Free.
Yep.
You guys were indentured servants. You weren't treated like us. You weren't treated like beasts. You weren't treated like animals.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually y'all were able to get your freedom or relieve your debt.
Yes.
And on top of that, let's go here. On top of that, you indentured servants that were Irish or whatever else you were, you guys were given land.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You guys were given land. You could even go and be a squatter and squat on land, and then the land automatically becomes yours.
Mm-hmm.
So don't sit there and try to compare your indentured short period of indentured servitude to slavery.
Yep.
No,
It's not the same.
Go ahead, sister.
The black head right scheme exploded after this. In the 25 years after the colonial legislature made slavery intergenerational and perpetual.
You see how they made what is legislation? Legislation makes the what? Laws.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they make these laws to go against us?
Mm-hmm.
They made slavery what?
Intergenerational.
Intergenerational. They basically cursed us with slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? We still wear that curse till this day.
Mm-hmm.
They just put it in different words.
Mm-hmm.
They put it in a more civilized way.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all don't see that, do you? Go ahead, sister.
Mm-hmm. And perpetual.
Mm-hmm.
125 land patents were approved, resulting in 1,649 Africans being shipped to Virginia.
Mm.
Jamestown's labor shortage was finally over, and a new system of big government handouts emerged.
Mind you, they needed them slaves because they were ignorant and didn't know how to farm and till the land. They called us beasts. They called us 3/5 of a human.
Mm-hmm.
But they needed our intelligence to run their crops, to raise their crops, to grow their crops, to run their farms, to run their whole households.
Mm-hmm.
But we were 3/5 of a human.
Mm-hmm.
They called us beasts. They told us we couldn't do anything because we weren't smart enough to do anything. But we were smart enough to run your whole house, your whole plantation. We ran it.
Mm-hmm.
And raised your children. And created inventions on top of that.
Mm-hmm. We did.
But we were considered nothing but animals, property.
Mm.
Go ahead, sis.
After all, what is capitalism if not a chance for capitalists to capitalize?
Mm.
By creating a legally binding, race-based, intergenerational, perpetually oppressed class of human beings, Virginia revealed that all that nonsense in the colony's first charter about God, liberty, and the true religion was a farce. Slavery was an American idea, not a product of the time. No law was passed in England that legalized slavery. France's Code Noir was similar, but it would come 2 decades after Virginia's declaration. From its inception, America was always a pyramid scheme where the wealthy benefited from the labor of the poor. And truly, there is only one term that befits Virginia's codified system of racial peonage: white supremacy. South Carolina would not just take note, they would up the ante by creating their own version of racial hierarchy that built on all the advances Virginia made with head rights and human chattel. In 1663, a year after slavery officially became a Virginia birthright, and over 100 years after Lucas Vasquez de Leon made his bumbling attempt to gentrify South Carolina, King Charles granted 8 Lord Proprietors the rights to establish the British colony of Carolina and essentially rule the land as makeshift monarchs. One of the first acts of business was to enlist British political philosopher John Locke to co-author the fundamental constitutions of Carolina. Coincidentally, Locke, who is known as the father of liberalism and whose philosophy on the fundamental rights of life, liberty, and property inspired a little document called the Declaration of Independence, was a major investor in the Royal African Company, the white-owned business that trafficked more enslaved Africans to America than any other entity. Locke enumerated the laws and rules for Carolina's organizing document, including a clause that would come to forever be known as Article 110, which stated, "Every free man of Carolina shall have absolute power and authority over his Negro slaves of what opinion or religion soever." Carolina's white supremacy was baked into the social structure as one of the colony's founding principles, and slavery proliferated. The proprietors of the Carolina Territory faced a plight similar to the situation recently overcome by Jamestown's venture capitalists. Not only did South Carolina's new residents have to deal with a hostile indigenous population, but the indentured English farmers had never seen a climate and soil like this. When South Carolina's early white residents saw what Virginia's elite class did with a few pieces of human property and access to head rights, they checked the stock price for slaves and said, "Hold my ale." The Carolina colony would build an empire of slavery. In 1672,
Hold it right there, sis.
Mhm.
Do you all understand that the empire of slavery, that money is still flowing through this country? That money, the empire of slavery, those riches, that wealth is still in the hands of European white people right now. And that money has not diminished. That money has multiplied. They understand that they owe us so much money and that this land does not belong to them. They understand that when we start to realize that we have to take this back by force, it's going to be a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a doozy. This is where we're coming to, whether you guys like it or not. I love it.
Me too, sis.
But whether you like it or not, we're coming to this stance right now, taking back from our enemies what they took from us.
It rightfully belongs to us.
Whether you guys like it right now, that's where we're at. And it lines up with Torah. It lines up with YAHUAH. It lines up with what the Most High has always told us to do from the beginning. His first commands were take dominion, subdue, and be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth. He told us to do this throughout the earth because we're righteous and we would righteously rule this earth. We wouldn't abuse his creation. But right now, this day, we are in a time where we're going to have to stand up, whether you like it or not. You're going to have to choose a side where you're going to fight. You either going to fight with your people, the righteous, or you going to stay connected to them heathens. A lot of y'all that's in the police department that are our people, you're going to have a decision to make. A lot of you that's our people in the military, you're going to have a decision to make. Are you going to stand up for what's right? Or are you going to stand up for these heathens who have been ruling over us? It's up to y'all. But that's where we're at now. And it doesn't matter how big they look. It doesn't matter what kind of weaponry they have, what kind of military they have. It doesn't. There's more with us than there are with them. You better believe that. They know it too. There's more people with us. There's our forefathers, our ancestors, those people up in them chariots. There's more with us than there are with them.
Come on.
And it's not even about the numbers. It's even about the fact that they have nothing. There's nothing that can come against us because of the Most High. And how he's going to empower us to do what we need to do to throw down. That's why he said there is none beside us. There is none beside him. The only enemy, the only devil, the only Satan you're going to be fighting against is that these heathen nations. That's your devil. That's your Satan. That's your enemy. That's the person or nation or entity that's keeping us in bondage. All right, go ahead, sis.
I was trying to find, we just read it. Oh, here it is. In Deuteronomy 7, verse 24. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. Y'all better hold on to that, Deuteronomy 7:24.
Go ahead.
Ooh. Like you just said it. They are our name. We've been saying it almost. Our name is victory. The victory is already sealed. They cannot stand against us, even if they wanted to. It doesn't. It's fixed in our favor. They cannot defeat us. They cannot. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm encouraged, sis. I don't know about nobody else. I'm encouraged on this today. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing that they can do. They're kings, aka politicians, presidents, leaders, whatever. They're going to be given into our hands to be destroyed. They cannot stand up against us. We will destroy them utterly and completely. Yep. Like she said, this is the crossroads. What you gonna do? What side you gonna be on? That's all.
Facts.
It's just confirmation.
Facts.
So.
Facts.
Okay, where are we at in here? Empire of Slavery. Okay. In 1672, Morris Matthews was granted several hundred acres overlooking the Ashley River, a few miles outside of England's first pre-planned city in the American colonies, Charlestown at Albemarle Point. 4 years later, Matthews gave up and sold the property to Thomas and Anne Drayton, a wealthy English couple who owned several forced labor citrus camps in Barbados. To expand their agriculture empire, the Draytons claimed head rights based on their stolen Africans still living on their Caribbean properties. Instead of transporting all their Bayesian captives to Carolina, though, they decided to supplement their enslaved stock by abducting a few prisoners from Africa's windward coast. The Draytons' business plan was impeccable. They now had amassed all the free labor they needed to build their bootleg version of Tropicana.
Wow.
The Draytons' plantation, Magnolia, was located at the confluence of the Ashley River, the Stono River, and the Atlantic Ocean, which made it perfectly accessible to the rest of the world. However, the brackish water made growing tobacco, vegetables, or most food staples nearly impossible on a large scale, and the phosphorus-rich low-country soil didn't allow for the citrus farming the Draytons had mastered in Barbados. When the Draytons tried to jump on the silkworm bandwagon, that failed too. As white colonists in Carolina succumbed to an outbreak of malaria and yellow fever, in a tale as old as America, the Draytons began running out of time, money, and food. Curiously, the Draytons noticed their enslaved servants didn't seem a bit worried. When they investigated, the privileged, not actual planters discovered that the Africans had been growing their own food. Including a crop that the Draytons had never seen produced by any English laborer or white Barbadian bondsman. The Africans were growing rice. Rice growing is a difficult venture. Planting, growing, and harvesting the staple requires the engineering of levees, dams, and dikes. Aside from the west coast of Africa, the only regions in the world that produced rice on a large scale were in Asia and a few in Italy. In a humid climate like Carolina, it is a back-breaking prospect that fosters disease, dehydration, and exhaustion. But even in these conditions, the Draytons' stolen human class were able to persevere, saving the family from starvation, and the entire Carolina economic system from collapse, with the introduction of America's first edible cash crop. The Draytons were not engineers, nor were they farmers, but they had money, absolute power and authority over their Negro slaves, and a sense of just how valuable it would be to grow this crop on a massive scale. So they proceeded to raid Sierra Leone and the West African rice coast to pilfer the people who would provide the knowledge and manpower to continue growing the grain that would become a South Carolina staple. Their genius plan had a few flaws, however. The slave thieves figured they could just throw a net over a few Africans and they would all magically have advanced horticulture degrees in rice growing that would directly translate to the Carolina colony. Naturally, these enlightened men did not take into account that Africa, a continent larger than the United States, Brazil, Italy, and China combined, was rich with biodiversity and thereby necessitated different methods of cultivation. In Africa, there were rice cultures, each with its own distinct botanical adaptation according to the topography, geography, and soil. In the rain-fed upland regions of present-day Sierra Leone and Liberia, women dropped grains into shallow holes made by a special hoe that covered the seeds with the heels of their feet. In the Senegambian swamps, growers planted rice in pottery and transferred them to the swamps after the seedlings grew roots. South of the Gambia River, near Guinea, African agriculturalists constructed an elaborate network of embankments, dikes, canals, and sluice gates that serves to bar the entry of marine water while retaining rainfall for field saturation and rice cultivation.
But we were savages and didn't know anything.
Right.
Mm.
And that's the thing, they hate us, but they want our knowledge. They want our skills.
It's called jealousy.
Yeah. Like, because
It's
they
called
didn't know
envy.
how to do anything,
Mhm.
but we did, because the Creator gave it to us, because He
Mhm.
gave us the land and everything we required to live.
Mhm.
And they got mad and jealous because we knew how to do what they didn't.
Yep. Yep.
And they hate us for it. They hate us for it.
Mhm. Facts.
That this stuff just comes
Naturally,
to us.
because we are creators.
Yes. We're, like you said, we're the farmers, we're the healers, we're the inventors. That's what we are. That's what we are.
We are created in our Creator's image and likeness.
Mhm.
We are just like Daddy.
Yeah.
We're just like Daddy. Oh, man. And y'all got to understand that these European nations, they're not even 5,000 years old. They are a slice of DNA. They don't have the same type of DNA. No, their blood is not the same as our blood. Their DNA, they don't even have DNA. They have something else. It's called something different.
The word synthetic just came to mind.
Wow.
Synthetic.
Wow. And that goes along with the word recessive.
Mm-hmm.
Recessive genes.
Yeah.
And it you know, it's not ain't nobody trying to bash nobody. Y'all been bashing us forever.
Oh, come on.
It's the truth is the truth. Y'all was mating with y'all was created through like mating with animals and stuff.
Come on, sis.
Neanderthals, Nephilim, reptilian. It is what it is. That's why a lot of your people is, and that's you white Asians, you white Mexicans, you Spanish, all of you Caucasian people, whitewashed people. A lot of y'all born with tails. Shake your tail feather. A lot of y'all born with tails.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the hush hush, but it's true. That is that animal DNA that's within you.
Mm-hmm.
We Negro people don't have no Neanderthal DNA in us. None. None. Not at all.
There's people that are born with horns too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And your
horns and tails.
Horns and not just that, your hair is not human hair. This is human hair. This is human hair. It don't get lice. It don't get ticks.
Ooh,
but
sis.
What?
No, when you just said that, like an animal.
Because I remember when I was in school, they didn't check the black children for lice. They only checked the white kids for lice. And a lot of them had it. That's because y'all hair is animalistic. It's animal hair. Like goats. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. That's why y'all got hair all on your arms, all on your legs, all over your chest. That's that hairy garment. What that hairy garment.
Esau.
A manner, a person. But even Esau wasn't white yet. His that lineage, that white, this white, that's new. That's only like 5,000 years old. Y'all new. You're a new species. That's why they had to come out with the term mankind. Mankind. You're not human. Human means man of color. Hue means color. You can't be a human if you ain't got no color. If you ain't got no what? What's the color? Melanin.
Yep.
Melanin. Go ahead, sister.
And in America, the embezzled empire builders from different languages, cultures, and countries were forced to adapt their ways of knowing to create an entirely new African-based rice-growing system that the wealthiest, most enlightened white men in the world couldn't figure out for themselves. Since the beginning of this people-stealing project, the slave systems relied mostly on black males who had the muscle to perform laborious tasks, and so, like in most slave societies, men greatly outnumbered women in the colonies. In Virginia's Surry County, for instance, there were 145 men for every 100 women in the 1670s. But in the South Carolina colonies, the male to female ratio would eventually reach a 1-to-1 ratio after plantation owners realized that African women were the ones who possessed the engineering and agricultural knowledge necessary to grow what would become known as Carolina gold. Ooh, they always try to count us out, don't they?
Always. But the goddesses, the Negro woman right now is the most educated and always has been the most educated, wisdom-filled person on the face of the earth.
Come on.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And most of these nations and even a lot of our men can't stand us because we're just strong. But we were created this way. Oh, the black woman's so difficult, blah, blah, blah. No, we're strong. And if we've been reared right, if we connect ourselves to the Creator and we elevate, oh, we're unstoppable. We're a force that can't be reckoned with.
Come on.
Yes, we have some women that are low vibrational and that don't love themselves and don't know who they are. But baby, the moment we wake up, when we wake up and we realize that we the empress, the goddess of this earth, and we start to respect ourselves and to respect our sister girl and respect our men and most of all respect our Creator, oh, we're a force to be reckoned. You can't F with us.
Mm-hmm.
Period. The knowledge, the wisdom that comes from women that are connected to the source, women that's connected to the Creator and know who they are, it's an unstoppable progress. They will never share with you all of the female black inventors, Negro inventors. Mm-hmm. Oh my Yah. Because we're technology. Mm-hmm. is in our DNA. The Most High, Mother Ruach, that wisdom, gives us wisdom beyond the stars, beyond the heavens. And then let's not forget about we're seers. Yeah. We see things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
That's why white women are so intrigued with us. Mm-hmm. White people, period. I mean, we get stared at all the time. I never noticed it until now. Yeah. How much we're stared at. Mm-hmm. How much they just want to know. Mm-hmm. What they want to know, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But the knowledge that we have, and it's like you said, it's already inherently in us.
Yes. Yes.
The knowledge and the wisdom and understanding and the enlightenment that we already have. Whew, it can't be matched. It can't be matched. The black woman is just as strong as the Negro man. They're the strongest beings, human beings on earth. The black woman is just as strong as the black man. Not physically. Her strength is in a different way. But it matches his strength. Mm-hmm. Y'all better get this. Mm-hmm. Her strength matches his strength. And don't let two enlightened, highly vibrational Negro man and Negro woman get together. Ooh, you better watch class. You better watch out. You better watch out. My. My goodness. All right, sis, let's go.
In the early 1700s, Indian agent Thomas Nierney observed that African women were not only capable of most rice-growing tasks, but they seemed to know better than the men around them. After a few calculations, Nierney hypothesized that his large forced labor camp would increase his production by 50% if he put the women in the field alongside the men. Nierney was right. In most West African rice societies, men rarely did any farming aside from the occasional heavy lifting. Nierney would never be able to test out his hypothesis. He was tortured and killed by Yemesi natives for thinking he could negotiate a settlement after stealing their land. Still, by 1710, enslavers knew to demand the same price for African women as they did for African men, and thus came the influx of women into the area. On Governor Robert Alston's Georgetown, South Carolina plantation, the women did most of the farming while the men cut and hauled wood or performed other tasks. The women were also responsible for milling, dehusking, and winnowing the rice into an edible product. To achieve this, they combined West African technology with the resources available in South Carolina. They built the tools and engineered complex machinery.
The women did what?
Built the tools and engineered complex machinery.
Go ahead, sis.
Instead of using palm leaves to separate rice from its hull, they used Carolina sweetgrass to weave baskets for tossing the rice into the air. They milled the rice with their handmade mortar and pestles and built the tools to turn the land. Every time these rice plantation owners imported more Africans, their empire expanded. As historians...
So hold up. So these idiots didn't know anything about farming, nothing about, and I'm talking about the Caucasians. They knew nothing about farming. They knew nothing about making tools to farm or any engineering things to help with the farming. So where do you think the hoe came from? Where do you think all these farm tools came from?
Our people, Negro men and women.
It came from the Negro woman and the Negro man. Not just the one they give us credit for, the cotton mill. That's one they give us credit for. No, what about all the rake? What about the hoe? What about all those little tools that these women were making?
Baskets.
To get the rice? They were engineering actual tools. And you don't think these white people came along and say, wait a minute, we can patent that. Wait a minute, we can. And they went and patented and make millions and millions of dollars off of the ideas of our people. Yeah. Oh, they gonna pay. When I say we getting it all back, we getting it all back. From every idea they stole, every invention they stole, we getting it all back. Go ahead, sister.
Every time these rice plantation owners imported more Africans, their empire expanded. As historian Peter Wood notes in Black Majority, with respect to rice cultivation, particular know-how rather than lack of it was one factor which made black labor attractive to the English colonists. Some, like Draytons, enslaved hundreds and saw their profits soar as a result.
So why in the world did we not rise up against these people? They had hundreds of slaves on their plantation. Why didn't we rise up against them? Well, I'm going to tell you now.
Religion.
There you go. Say it again.
Religion.
Slaves, obey your master. It is right in the Lord. Humble yourselves. If your master is cruel to you, still do good to him.
That's what they say.
Bless those that despitefully use you.
Turn the other cheek.
Pray for them that is wicked to you. Yeah.
That hates you.
Religion is the thing that kept us from rising up against them. All praises. Go ahead, sis.
By the time the first shots of the American Revolution were fired, Magnolia Plantation had ballooned to 1,872 acres, an area twice the size of present-day Harlem, with hundreds of head of livestock that roamed vast acres of cow pens. When the Arnie was calculating the exact worth of putting his enslaved females to work, he also remarked that South Carolina abounds with cattle to a degree much beyond any other English colony. People have 1,000 head, but for a man to have 200 is very common. And just as the naturally gifted female horticulturist field gals were adept at growing and harvesting rice, South Carolinians discovered that slaves from the plains of Ghana and Gambia were skilled at herding cattle. Unlike the white buckaroos and poor crackers who used whips, the black cattlemen used salt, fire, and dogs to corral the livestock.
That's where you get the original cowboy. It wasn't a good term in the beginning. Our black men that were shipped over from Africa, like she just read, knew how to cattle the livestock, the cows. So this is where you got the term cowboy from. Because our black men knew how to handle those cows. Go ahead.
Okay. The black cattlemen used salt, fire, and dogs to corral the livestock when the plantation owners needed to find them again, usually around tax time, making the cowboys as valuable as the field gals.
There we go. Cowboys. I didn't even know they was going to say that. Go ahead,
Prophetess. And as a result of their ingenuity, hard work, and savvy, these men and women died. Life on a rice plantation was so fraught with disease and death that planters generally didn't expect their human capital to live past 19.
Wow.
One Charleston owner remarked that he would as soon stand 50 feet from the best Kentucky rifleman and be shot at by the hour as to spend my night on a plantation in summer. The low life expectancy, combined with an infant mortality rate that was 10 times the rate for white infants, had one bright spot. On rice plantations, the high risk of catching malaria, yellow fever, or other contagious diseases meant that white people didn't bother their enslaved as much as they did on any other types of plantations. Unlike those in many other slave societies, South Carolina's enslaved worked on the task system. Enslaved people were responsible for their own food, clothing, and even their medical care. Each captive had a required amount of work they had to complete, and once they were done, they were released from their enslavers' oversight to work in their own gardens, sew their own clothes, or make their own money. Charleston, that sounds very familiar. Wow. Like you said, they just rebranded it, repacked. Did y'all hear that? Hold up. I gotta read that part again, sis. Enslaved people Okay, let me start here. Unlike those in many other slave societies, South Carolina's enslaved worked on the task system. Enslaved people were responsible for their own food, clothing, and even their medical care. Each captive had a required amount of work to complete. And once they were done, they were released from their enslavers' oversight to work in their own gardens, sew their own clothes, or make their own money. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Charleston even had an elaborate tag system that allowed enslaved people to sell goods and food at the market. From this white man free vacuum emerged a new culture and language that was a hybrid of those of the Africans from the Caribbean colonies and the Baga, the Fula, the Kissi, the Kapele, the Limba, the Mandika, and the Mindi, and the Wolof of West Africa. They balanced the memories of their motherland on the bridges of their noses and hid them on the tips of their tongues. Their collective souls merged and became the Gullah Geechee, a cultural force that no white person would ever have power and authority over. And if in the wood God ne de cornstalk.
Is that the name?
Yeah. It's kind of okay. And if in they would God ne de cornstalk Jesus make him ting dak they flom.
Oh, wow.
Look ye bubba. Them boy know we go to the goat smelling.
Oh, they're speaking in that language. Yeah.
Ain't no churn. I been grown. So gwine. Da
kind of sounds like Louisiana talk.
It does.
Bayou talk.
It does. Make me box them in the teats with them stingy bookie. I juke 'em till ya got to totem. Feye get out there do tell tite nem kumbaya fu e bog. Ayin like in who ne ya nana face in bout them yeas. Danye fine bout me with they moat all box up.
Okay, girl.
I don't know what that was.
Me either, but okay.
But all praise. That's the Geechee language.
Okay.
During their spare time, the transplanted Africans created a whole new language by combining West African dialects, Caribbean patois, and white people's English. Geechee lingers in the way I speak to my sister and mother when they call from Monk's Corner, South Carolina. It renews itself every time I cook a chicken bog, which is different from some perlo, the way my Uncle Junior taught me. One knuckle uwada, wait fu de wada, to stan bossen, mash a top on it, low it down till you got a little fire.
I understood that last part.
After 10 minutes, out your fire, but do not take the top off till ye make your plate. Bim. And if you're not from the South, you speak it and you don't even know it. When you bring your own tote bag to the farmer's market, you're using a derivation. How you say that? Derivation? Derivation?
Yeah,
is that
let's
the right?
roll with it.
Of the Kikongo word tota, or pickup. Thinking about checking out a movie? If you buy a box of goobers, you're using a Kimbandu word for peanut. Oh.
Ain't them the things you like? No, you like them junior
mints.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Nguba.
Goobers. What are goobers?
They're like a
Is that?
It's a chocolate covered peanut
Peanut?
clusters.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what they are. This was where it all began. From the work of women who knew how to build, engineer, plant, and harvest. It's the food and the culture of my known world. It's coded into the culture and language of America. And Black people created it from scratch.
Come on.
And then this part down here says, furthermore, if they're wooden, I think he translated that big thing, so we're gonna know what it says.
Okay.
Furthermore, if their wooden god or their cornstalk Jesus allows them to believe in such tomfoolery, they're crazy. Come on, sis.
So that is the translation of what's the language?
The Geechee.
Geechee language.
Yep,
Go ahead.
Gullah Geechee language.
Read that translation of what they said.
Okay, so it says, furthermore, if their wooden god or their cornstalk Jesus allows them to believe in such tomfoolery, they're crazy. Pay attention, brother. Those people are aware that we would kick their asses. I'm not a child. In fact, I've been an adult for an interminable amount of time, so perhaps you shouldn't even enunciate such fantasies. Those white people may force me to punch him in the mouth with their flat posteriors. I'd punch him so hard they have to carry him home. But before you leave, please tell your sister to stop by in the immediate future and enjoy some rice perlo, because I haven't seen her in nearly 11 years. I don't want her to curse me out and have a frown on her face. Wow. And then it also says it's a chicken bog, not some chicken bog. A bog is a whole thing, like a pie or a ninny.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of like a bog, but not as boggy. Also, I had to look up how to spell perlo, because although I haven't eaten it in my entire life, I literally have never seen it in writing until 15 minutes ago. I would have gone with perlo. That's awesome. I'm glad he translated that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Confirmation.
Girl, he said their wooden god and their cornstalk Jesus, but lets them believe in that tomfoolery. They're crazy.
Hey. Our people, that's why our people need to come out of this bull crap.
Yeah.
Look, whether you call him Jesus or Yahusha, it's the same thing. I know y'all hate when I say it, but I don't give a rat's ass. It don't matter. You're worshiping a man on wood, hung from a tree, hung from a cross. He's a graven image. YAHUAH never co-signed for that. If he did, he would have been talking about this so-called son. But the one he called son was Yasharel.
That's right.
Yasharel is my firstborn, my only begotten.
Fervent lover.
That's what the Creator said. Where y'all got this other stuff is from your master, from the heathens, from the one that rules over you. And you need to do away with that idolatry. It's called idol worship. And that's what kept us in bondage, put us in bondage, is because we was worshiping idols. Go back and read Deuteronomy 28. It was nothing else.
Nope.
The Most High, y'all going in bondage because of your idol worship.
That's right.
That's why we still in the condition we in now.
Idol worship.
Go ahead, sis.
Come on.
Ooh, I'm about to. Woo!
Come on.
We're going to read the rest of it. Come on.
By 1776, South Carolina was the #1 exporter of rice to England, the #1 supplier of salted meat to the Caribbean, and had the highest per capita income in the British colonies. And the colony that had intended to recruit white people to grow citrus was now majority Black. In the 5 years before the American Revolution, South Carolina had imported more enslaved Africans than all other ports in all the other American colonies combined. Over the life of America's legalized transatlantic human trafficking system, 40% of this country's human imports passed through Charleston Harbor, earning the South Carolina city the title of the slave capital of the New World. As they lived in these relatively insulated worlds they had created, their Creole became a tool of survival.
That's it. That's the word Creole. That's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Creole. Mm-hmm.
And resistance, allowing the enslaved to communicate with their fellow captives in stealth right in front of their ignorant masters. As a result, rebellion also became contagious in the culture of South Carolina's enslaved. On May 6, 1720, the Negroes in South Carolina murdered plantation supervisor Benjamin Cattle along with an unnamed white woman. An armed rebellion occurred again in August of 1730 when enslaved Africans armed themselves one Sunday morning and conspired to destroy all the whites. 3 more took place on the South Carolina Rice Coast in 1739, the most famous of which occurred not far from where the Drayton's son John had just purchased the first of more than 100 properties with the intergenerational wealth built from African labor. South Carolina's 1712 slave codes were based on the slave code of Barbados, which protected the enslaved from the cruelties and insolences of themselves or other ill-tempered people or owners. But something was about to change. Somebody finna box them buckras fest loose. All right. 3 little questions. Jamestown is considered the first American settlement because A, it was the first English settlement in North America and history books are written in English. B, somebody told me that. C, indigenous natives, Spanish settlers in Florida, and Black people don't count. And D, the poor white welfare recipients deserve something.
B.
Because somebody told me that. Yeah.
And C. We don't count. Yeah, because we had already had established lands here and stuff. So we don't count.
Yeah.
Our lands don't count. Yeah, so B and C.
Number 2, Black history begins, A, when humanity begins, B, when Juan Garrido arrived in Florida, C, when the first enslaved Africans arrived in 1619, D, every year on February 1st.
A.
Yes. Number 3,
when humanity began, Black history began.
That's right. Number 3, American history begins, A, with Greek and Roman mythology, B, when Christopher Columbus didn't arrive in America, C, when the Jamestown colony started receiving welfare, D, 1776. Ooh.
Read it again.
American history begins, A, with Greek and Roman mythology, B, when Christopher Columbus didn't arrive in America.
B, yeah, when he did, because it wasn't called America, but Turtle Island or whatever they had named it, it was already in existence.
All right. Oh, and then it was C, when the Jamestown colony started receiving welfare, in D, 1776.
But if they want to be technical and about the America, when did America? Because the Europeans gave this land that name, even though this land was already civilized, it already had culture and people living here, and it was already thriving. According to the white people, it would be
the Jamestown colony.
Or some would say when what's the last one?
1776.
But we're not going by their fake history,
right?
So yeah, America has always been established. It just wasn't called America. All right.
This game is called Name the Race. Assign the race of Asian, Black, Hispanic, Native American, white, or other to the following people. Number 1, a person whose ancestors were from France, except for one great-great-grandfather who was from Africa. No.
Say it again.
Well, we were everywhere though.
That's what I was just about to say.
So it would have to be us.
Yeah.
Negroes.
Yeah. Black folks.
Yeah. Number 2, a person whose ancestors were from Africa, except for one great-great-grandfather who was from France.
Negroes.
Yeah,
Black folks.
Yeah. Number 3, a person who immigrated from Ireland.
Because even if they were from France, that still means that they were Black.
Yeah. Yep.
So it doesn't matter.
Right. It's us.
It's us.
Number 3, a person who immigrated from Ireland before Irish people were considered white.
That would be us, because it's historically proven that Black people were in Ireland before there was even a known thing as white.
Right.
So, yeah.
Number 4, a Spanish-speaking indigenous native of Texas when it belonged to Mexico.
A Spanish-speaking
indigenous native of Texas when it belonged to Mexico.
Well, okay, if we want to get technical, the Moors were in Spain, and the Moors are Black. So technically, white people act like they created the language Spanish, and they didn't. That language was created by the Moors, so it would have to be Black, I think.
Number 5, in English
speaking. You think it's something else?
No, I mean, because that's the thing. Like, we are the original people. Like you said even earlier, they're new on the scene, so everything comes from us. Everything comes from us. Like you said, they've just tried to spin it, and deceive us, and steal, and steal our identity and stuff. But we are the root. It comes from us. A person who's number 5, an English-speaking indigenous native of New Mexico.
An English-speaking
indigenous native of New Mexico. Yeah, I would say that's us.
All right.
Because we are the indigenous people.
Yeah. Because none of these other nations are indigenous.
Right. They're not.
They're afterthoughts. They're after create slices.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Number 6, a person whose ancestors are from Spain. That's us.
Yeah.
Number 7, a person who comes from Mexico whose ancestors are from Spain.
Same.
That would be us.
I guess.
Or would it be? Yeah. Or would that be considered Hispanic? Well, that's still us, though.
Like I said, the Moors were in Spain. The Moors were there before any white folks was there. So he's talking indigenous. You talking indigenous? You talking Moorish? That's Black. That's Negro. You know.
Come on. Number 8, the indigenous Taino of the Dominican Republic.
Oh, we know that's Black
the
folks.
island of Hispaniola who speak Spanish.
Yeah, that's Black folks. And same thing if they came from Puerto Rican, they use that same word Taino in Puerto Rico.
Number 9, the indigenous Taino of the Haitian side of the island of Hispaniola, who speak French. Number 10, a Spanish-speaking descendant of Africans enslaved in the Dominican Republic.
That's black folks.
Number 11, Jesus.
Y'all can have him. Yo, Caucasians.
Yeah.
Y'all can have him.
We
want no parts.
No parts. Number 12, a person from Egypt.
Black people.
Negro, yeah. Number 13, a person from Hawaii.
Well, we were there too, so black people.
Number 14, an indigenous person from the Spanish-controlled Philippines.
Say that again.
An indigenous person from the Spanish-controlled Philippines.
Oh, that's black people. My daughter is full-blood Filipino, and her parents are full-blood Filipino. And I did my research, and the original Filipino man and woman are black-skinned people, and they are the diaspora. They are the oppressed in the Philippines. They are the Philippines is colorized just like South America, just like Mexico. You have your Negro Philippines. You have your Negro Latinos, your Negro Mexicans, and they're all in the lower income, not on TV. You know what I'm saying? They keep them in the bad parts of the area or whatever, the impoverished areas. But yeah, Filipinos, their original people are Negroes, black folks. I ain't gonna say Negroes, but they're black people. And I think they're from the lineage of Manasseh, to be honest. Y'all know Ephraim and Manasseh, right? Philippines come from Manasseh. All right.
I'll pay this. Number 15, a Portuguese-speaking Brazilian whose ancestors were African.
Black.
That's us, yep. Number 16, a Spanish-speaking descendant of indigenous Incas and Juan Garrido who immigrates from Mexico.
Black.
Number 17, a descendant of the indigenous people on the California Peninsula when it belonged to Mexico.
Black.
Number 18, a descendant of the Inuit people of Alaska.
Say that again.
A descendant of the Inuit people of Alaska.
So, even in Alaska, there was black people. So,
Us.
it is what it is.
Number 19, an Italian settler whose ancestors are from North African port in Tunisia that was considered part of Italy.
Black folks.
And then number 20, a person whose heritage you don't know. As we've seen, black folks. Most likely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is called Anna Zinga, the King of Queens. Historical revisionist, and people who jog in place at stoplights often dismiss the impact of white supremacy and slavery by smugly reminding others that Africans enslaved their fellow Africans. While this is a simplistic summary of how colonialism works, the 20 and odd enslaved Africans who arrived on the White Lion in 1619 were probably from Ndongo Kingdom in present-day Angola. 5 years later, Anna Zinga's actions would disrupt the business of the original slave traders. After the death of her father, King Kalungi of Ndongo, Zinga's brother had her sterilized and ordered her son to be killed so she would not become queen. Zinga fled to nearby Matamba, but when her brother realized he couldn't defeat the Portuguese on his own, he begged Zinga to negotiate a treaty. She agreed, and when she arrived to meet the Portuguese governor, they used a common tactic to belittle her, offering her a floor mat while the European leaders looked down on her from their chairs. Unfazed, Zinga ordered a member of her court to get on all fours and sat on his back, placing herself at their level to negotiate the treaty. Although the treaty didn't end the trade of enslaved human beings altogether, it required the removal of Portuguese forts that facilitated the slave trade. Of course, being the colonizers that they were, the Portuguese reneged on the agreement and continued to take slaves and precious items from the Ndongo. After her brother died, Zinga had her brother's son, the heir to the throne, killed. And when her rival Hari teamed up with the Portuguese enslavers and declared that a woman could never control the kingdom, Zinga fled to Matamba. She slowly increased the size of her army, kidnapped their queen and their queen's daughter, and eventually returned to Ndongo to take her throne. By 1648, Zinga was the ruler of Ndongo and the Matamba. She called herself the king. Researchers say Zinga defied gender norms by deciding to become a man. Not only did she dress in traditional male attire, but she also required her stable of husbands to dress as women.
Whoa.
Yeah. When the Portuguese declared war, she personally led her troops into battle and was by all accounts a fearless warrior and exceptional tactician. Using guerrilla warfare and implementing the war strategy of the Mbangala, Nzinga fought the Portuguese to a standstill for 30 years, all the while expanding her empire. In doing so, she also declared that any African enslaved by Europeans would be free in her kingdom. When she defeated a neighboring army, she would integrate the conquered troops and force the leaders to teach her armies all their tactics, essentially creating an unstoppable force. After conquering a new land, Nzinga only had one rule for her subjects: no slave trading. Of course, this wasn't just an act of benevolence. As Nzinga's empire grew, she also depleted the Portuguese supply of human chattel, which crippled their slave economy while diminishing their army. On November the 24th, 1657, the Portuguese gave up. They gave Nzinga the rights to all the land and agreed to a peace treaty. She spent the rest of her life resettling slaves, establishing trade, and reestablishing her kingdom. Nzinga lived until the age of 81.
Oh, wow.
After her death, Portugal eventually reinstated its claim. 8 years later, Ndongo became part of the Portuguese Empire, but the descendants of the mother...
So I don't understand this. She built this powerful empire, and you're telling me soon as she died, it went back into the enemy's hands? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Our people, we really have to do better.
We do.
All right, go ahead.
But the descendants of the mother of Angola would resist colonialism forever.
All praises. So what's the title? We ain't about to read that.
No, this isn't. We're not to the next chapter yet.
Oh.
This says supplement stuff, and then this is chapter 4.
Oh, okay.
We still got, unless you want to stop here, but there's a few more pages.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is called The Unenslaving of Jimmy. At daybreak on Sunday, September 9th of 1739, 20 or so Africans gathered at the Stono River, about 20 miles from Charleston. At least 19 were Angolan, and their acknowledged leader was a man named Jimmy. Despite being thousands of miles from the West African region where he was born, Jimmy had a warped familiarity with the environment. The climate, soil, and topography of South Carolina were similar to his homeland, as were the people. At the time, only 15,000 of the state's 45,000 citizens were white. Woo! Only 15 of the 45,000. That means there was 3 times more.
Well, really, this book is telling us that we've never been the minority.
Yes, that's right.
Despite what these colonizer, European, Caucasian, white folks have told us, we've never been the minority.
That's right.
But go ahead.
Excuse me.
What's in my plants?
Were white. So even in America, Jimmy was surrounded by black faces. His status as a warrior, a fearless leader, and a fellow African convinced his co-conspirators that they could overcome all wrath and retribution that all the white gods could summon. They held the power. Before his capture, Jimmy could not have fathomed such an inhumane institution as the enslavement system that lay beyond the horizon of the African coast. Even though there was slavery in Africa, America's version was intergenerational, unending, and by definition reduced humans to a form of animate chattel. Although he was now a bond servant who was likely literate in at least 3 languages, including English, Portuguese, and his native tongue, some historians believe Jimmy probably served as a Congo or Angolan warrior who was captured and sold during an incursion with a neighboring kingdom. He was likely trained in combat, strategy, and tactics of war. Jimmy was a leader. He was a man. He was a human being. Above all, Jimmy was not a slave. Plus, Jimmy knew things. Jimmy knew that a recent malaria outbreak had decimated Charleston. His linguistic flexibility allowed him to communicate without fear of the uneducated white men who knew nothing of rice or cattle. This ability to speak Portuguese meant he probably understood the Spanish agents sneaking through plantations, spreading rumors that enslaved people would be free if they could make it to the free black community of Fort Moss in Spanish Florida. Jimmy the Rebel knew that the healthy white Charlestonians would be in church on Sunday for the annual feast of the Nativity of Mary. He knew that South Carolina had just passed a law that required every free white man to carry a firearm. He also knew the law wouldn't go into effect for 2 more weeks. He knew a just God would eventually give him freedom. He knew the white men never would. But Jimmy could not wait for God or white men. He didn't just want to free himself. Jimmy wanted everyone to be free. And Jimmy had a plan.
What was Jimmy's plan?
Jimmy's crew met before daybreak on September the 9th of 1739 and knew exactly where they were going. After crossing the Stono Bridge, they broke into a hardware store and armory that sold guns and munitions. They executed the 2 shopkeepers, decapitated them, confiscated the firearms, and kept things moving. The group proceeded to the plantation owned by the 150 to Fort Moss, and yet the group had doubled in size. Some of their newly emancipated cohorts had joined voluntarily, while others were conscripted into teaming up with the rebels to keep the news from spreading. By 11 o'clock, somewhere between 60 and 100 Africans were on the prowl, flying a banner, playing drums, dancing and chanting liberty. People who were lucky enough to escape the group's wrath reported that the rebels were drunk, unaware that war was dancing unaware that war dancing was a form of communication in the West African military tradition that had survived by embedding itself in the Gullah Geechee culture.
Come on now. That's something that was given to us by our forefathers, because what did we do when we anytime we went into war as the Israelites and the indigenous people? We danced.
The drum instruments.
That was the first thing we did. Before the fighting, we danced. We played the drums. We shouted. Yeah. We were praising and coming before our Creator.
That's right.
We were dancing at the victory before the victory happened.
All praises. Yes. Come on. By late afternoon, after traveling 10 miles, the troops paused in an open field before crossing the Edisto River, likely calculating the word of their previous handiwork would cause other enslaved Africans to join their ranks during the night. They weren't worried about being caught. They had killed every white man who laid eyes on them, except for one who spotted them just before noon. They had chased him, but he was on horseback and escaped. Unfortunately, the one guy who got away was William Bull, the lieutenant governor of South Carolina. When an impromptu white militia summoned by Bull found the self-freed slaves, a battle broke out. 20 whites were killed and at least 30 of the black militia died, while others were captured, imprisoned, and interrogated. The murdered insurgents were decapitated and their heads affixed to posts entering the city, a practice that would become an American tradition. The incident inspired fear across South Carolina. For months, wives and daughters of slave owners were moved out of the state. The state assembly raised a special patrol along the Stono River and offered rewards to natives if they captured escaped Africans, but their efforts were largely unsuccessful. One of the initial 20 leaders remained at large for at least 20 years. The Stono Rebellion changed the face of slavery in the slave capital of the world and by proxy in America as a whole. As a result of it, whites temporarily paused the slave trade for a decade, blaming the violence on the fact that these rebels were born in Africa. In its wake, white entrepreneurs formed a new industry by creating American-born slaves.
That's your what? That's your slave farms, your breeding farms. That they don't teach you about or tell you about. Ain't that that's a really huge part of so-called history to leave out? That they literally had breeding farms because they didn't want to bring them African warriors over here.
They were trying to breed out the rebellion.
Can't keep shipping these people from Africa because they got that spirit, that fighting spirit, that warrior spirit on them. So we have to start breeding the slaves here. So once they come out the womb, we have them colonized instantly. We have them in oppression instant. We have them fearing us instantly. Yeah. We have them under our religion instantly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sis.
They know nothing else. Masters encouraged reproduction among the slaves they already owned, while slave traders traveled the country buying human beings from estate sales, auctions, and indebted enslavers. When the transatlantic slave trade eventually reopened, they avoided the Congo-Angola region because the geniuses concluded it wasn't the brutal idea of perpetual intergenerational human bondage that had caused Jimmy and his friends to lash out. Apparently, it was geography. Perhaps the most significant legacy of Jimmy's war were the draconian measures the legislature put forth to replace South Carolina's 1696 slave code. The post-Stono legislation forbade slaves from growing their own food, earning money, learning to write, or gathering in groups of 3 or more. It prohibited black males from traveling together in groups of 7 or more without the presence of a white man. Wow. It also gave owners the right to kill any enslaved person who was rebellious, and went as far as to regulate which colors and fabrics an enslaved black person could wear. It was a legal code of complete and total oppression. Because white people were the minority, South Carolina's white population used cruelty as a tool to suppress their worst fears. Nearly every state's laws governing the enslaved were based in part on the Negro Act of 1740, proving that the uniquely American version of human subjugation was never just a thoughtless experiment. It was ingrained in the fabric of America. It was intentional. A color-coded, never-ending, legally protected, constitutionally enshrined system of human trafficking that extorted labor, intellectual property, and talent in the most brutal way imaginable. It was born out of fear and white supremacy. And yet, with all the enlightened philosophies, whips, and muskets this country could muster, it still could not make a slave. Oh, you're gonna like this. How white people were invented.
Oh, let's hear. Read that nice and loud.
How white people were invented. In his essay, The Souls of White Folk, W.E.B. Du Bois said, "The discovery of personal whiteness among the world's peoples is a very modern thing, a 19th and 20th century matter indeed. The ancient world would have laughed at such a distinction. The Middle Age regarded skin color with mild curiosity, and even up into the 18th century, we were hammering our national mannequins into one great universal man with fine frenzy which ignored color and race even more than birth. Today, we have changed all that, and the world in a sudden emotional conversion has discovered that it is white and by that token wonderful. For most of human history, the term race didn't exist. It emerged in the late 16th century to describe a type of thing, including a race of wine or a race of saints. Before then, every culture on the planet had their own stratification. Europeans considered Asians to be white. Even when Enlightenment era philosophers began categorizing species, they subdivided humans by geographic regions until white people needed slaves. That's when, according to Professor Gregory J., whiteness emerged as what we now call a pan-ethnic category, as a way of merging a variety of European ethnic populations into a single race. Just as Carl Linnaeus provided the standard for the classification of plants in Systema Nature, Francois Bernet developed the first comprehensive classification of humans. In a 1684 French journal article, Bernier used an old term to describe his theory on human taxonomy. The article was titled Nouvelle division de la Terre per las diferentes especies a races de hommes que el habitant.
Okay.
Which translates to a new division of Earth by the different species or races who inhabit it. There we go. In 1775, Frederick Blumenbach's On the Natural Varieties of Mankind created 5 different divisions of humanity.
Wait. Read that again.
In 1775, Friedrich Blumenbach's on the natural varieties of mankind.
Of what?
Mankind.
Of what?
Mankind.
Okay.
Created 5 different divisions of humanity with Caucasians at the top. But even then, whiteness wasn't clearly defined. The first iteration of white supremacy was more about everyone else. In 1705, Virginia banned criminals and any Negro, mulatto, or Indian from holding office. Now that you have the backstory, it is easy to see the lineage. Personally, James Madison thought it was wrong to admit in the Constitution the idea that there could be property in men. But in Federalist number 54, he debates the very value of Black life and concludes, the federal Constitution, therefore, decides with great propriety on the case of our slaves when it views them in the mixed character of persons and of property. This is in fact their true character. It is the character bestowed on them by the laws under which they live, and it will not be denied that these are the proper criterion, because it is only under the pretext that the laws have transformed the Negroes into subjects of property. It is only under the pretext that the laws have transformed the Negroes into subjects of property. While white supremacy soon became one of the foundational principles of America. For instance, have you ever wondered why each item in the Bill of Rights is an amendment instead of part of the Constitution? It's because Madison didn't think the Constitution needed one, since according to Locke and the rest of the Enlightenment faves, the important rights were universal and God-given. But Virginia refused to ratify the Constitution without one Patrick Henry, one of the largest human traffickers in Virginia, had already helped craft his state's Declaration of Rights, worried that the new federal army could arm Black soldiers or even worse, free their slaves. In this state, there are 236,000 Blacks, and there are many in several other states, said Henry during Virginia's ratification debate. May they not think that these call for the abolition of slavery? May they not pronounce all slaves free, and will they not be warranted by that power? Madison borrowed, conceded, and quelled fears of Black retaliation by adapting George Mason's writings in the Virginia Constitution to form the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. A year after ratification, the 1790 Naturalization Act further cemented the supremacy of whiteness by limiting American citizenship to any free white person of good character. And if you think the concept was limited to southern states or slaves, nope. This adoption of white supremacy was found up and down the coast. In 1821, New York changed its constitution to take away the right to vote from free Black citizens. Delegate Samuel Young justified the change with Enlightenment race theory, explaining the minds of the Blacks are not competent to vote. Woo. Delegate Peter Livingston asked if Black people have intelligence to discern or purity of principle to exercise with safety that important right. Even the Supreme Court agreed. In the 1857 Dred Scott versus Sanford case, the court ruled that Black people are not included and were not intended to be included under the word citizens in the Constitution. Adding, They were at that time considered as a subordinate and inferior class of beings who had been subjugated by the dominant race, and whether emancipated or not, yet remained subject to their authority and had no rights or privileges. They had for more than a century before been regarded as beings of an inferior order and altogether unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations, and so far inferior that they had no rights which the white man was bound to respect.
And ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. You look at the legislation, who's it filled with? White
people.
Congress.
The white people.
The Supreme Court.
White people.
All of the people in the so-called government political offices. White folks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to break my neck to even try and think if there's a black person anywhere in any of those situations, because it might be one, but they ain't working for us.
Come on.
That's why I tell y'all, why are you voting?
Exactly.
It's rigged against you.
Mm-hmm.
Always has been and always will be.
Mm-hmm.
That's her voice. No, it's not. To hell. Y'all voted Obama in twice and he did nothing. He ain't even a Negro. He ain't even an Israelite. But he's a so-called, I guess he is a so-called black man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess his daddy is from Kenya. Whatever. But did he do anything for the dark races, for the black races? No. Mm-hmm. He got put in office to do exactly what the white man wanted him to do. Stipulate them laws for who? The A, B, C, D, E, F, G community.
Mm-hmm.
That's all y'all good for. We want a black man to do that. They didn't want no white man.
Come on.
To make a man marrying a man legal. They didn't want a white man to do that. They wanted to put that on a black man, which they did.
Mm-hmm. Come on, sis.
So that's all they use y'all niggas for, you coons. They use you as their scapegoat. They use you to do they dirty work.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
So you go down in history as giving a man and another man the right to marry. Mm-hmm. That's your legacy for the black folks. When y'all gonna wake up and see and realize and get away from their politics, get away from their government, and let us gather together? Ain't nothing they can do when we gather together.
Nope.
And start our own. Ain't nothing they can do.
Mm-hmm.
But no, y'all niggas gonna be out there, stressing over Thanksgiving. I gotta get this dinner together, and I gotta get the turkey for the church, and I gotta raise the funds for the church for get the turkey, the canned foods, and then we gotta get to working on Xmas. It's for the cheering. It's for the y'all fall right into their traps, making them filthy, stinking, disgustingly rich. You fall right into their traps. It's ridiculous. Well, it's just our family tradition. It's just what we do. Okay, no, it's just another generational curse. That's all. You draining your pockets, lying to your children. It's just another generational curse you passing down. Go ahead, sis.
Come on. Notice the Supreme Court said this about all black people, not just slaves. White supremacy is a foundational principle of America. This line of thinking was further extended in 1924, when the Racial Integrity Act of Virginia defined a white person as a person who has no trace whatsoever of any blood other than Caucasian, forever establishing the one-drop rule. Still, it was almost impossible to accurately define whiteness. At one time, the Irish weren't considered white, or Jews, or Italians. They were only accepted into the club when they proved they could join in the oppression of people who were not like them. At one time, Hispanic people were not white. Now there are white Hispanics and non-white Hispanics. It's a beautiful magic trick. Even Du Bois thought so. As he explained, but what on earth is whiteness that one should so desire it? Then always, somehow, some way, silently but clearly, I am given to understand that whiteness is the ownership of the earth forever and ever. Amen.
Bullshit.
This is where I disagree with Du Bois. Whiteness is not a social construct, nor is it as eternal or as confident as it seems.
That's why the white folks liked E.D. Du Bois. That's why they printed some of his stuff in school. I do remember reading a little bit about him.
Mm-hmm.
But what if he ever? How would you even part your lips to say that whiteness is an eternal what? Forever?
Ownership of the earth.
Bull crap. Why would you even part your black lips to even say the foolery?
Mm-hmm. Because he didn't.
The debauchery. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? You've got to be kidding. Go ahead, sis.
Whiteness is fleeting. It is a ghost, a shadow of an imaginary thing. It is the result of insecurity that not only justifies man's inhumanity to man, it reinforces the subconscious doubt in one's own inferiority. Superiority does not require subjugation. A superior human being has no need. But what on earth is whiteness? Whiteness is fear. And that's the end. Chapter 4 is called Survival and Resistance, the Black American Revolution.
All praises. To add on to that, whiteness is fear. You know, we have been taught that white is good and white is clean. White is clean and white is right, and the angels are white, and everything that's white is good. But to be honest, that is not the truth. Let's talk about the truth. Because dirt is rich with what? Minerals. Nutrients. That dark dirt, that black dirt has minerals and nutrients. Life in that blackness, right? But they taught us that black and dark was scary and evil, but everything comes from darkness. Woo! I'm not talking about light, L-I-G-H-T. I'm talking about life, L-I-F-E, comes from darkness. All you got to do is read. He said he formed the what? The light from the dark. And he separated them. A baby is in darkness for 9 months. Your seed is in darkness, however long it takes for that seed to start to poke through that dark soil. So life, L-I-F-E, comes from darkness. Whoa. Life comes from darkness. That's why 2 white people can't make nothing but a white baby. It is what it is. But melanated, dark people can make people of all different colors. Because we bring forth light. The scary part of what white people are going through right now is they're being faded out. They wanted integration badly. Don't get it twisted. White people wanted integration. The powers that be knew they had to have integration, or they would have no economic system.
Come on.
They would have no economic system. Yeah,
we've been reading about the history of where that comes from too.
So they
couldn't do anything without us.
They couldn't do anything without us. So we are in a huge, beautiful place to really take our power back, people.
It's time.
We are able to do everything on a spirit of excellence without any other nation. Y'all understand that? Black people, Negro people are able to do anything we want to. We don't need the other nations, but they need us. They always have, and they always will. We've never needed them. We've never needed them. They've always needed us. All right, sis, you got anything before we get out of here?
This was beautiful. It was powerful. Man, like I'm empowered on today. I'm empowered and encouraged just from even knowing how our women are the engineers and the inventors and had the knowledge and know-how, and how our people had rised up in rebellion against these heathen nations. And like I'm loving how all the pieces are coming together, and I'm starting to fully understand how and why. Understand. Yes, thank you. How and why this all happened, and came to be, and how strategic they were on making sure we stayed oppressed. Like, and how they really do not they know they need us, but they wish they didn't. And they regard us as nothing. Like I want our people to understand that and to see that. Like, still to this day, they only care about the gifts that you have on the inside of you. They only care what you can do for them. Outside of that, they don't care. They don't care whether you have what you need, whether you eat, whether you're healthy. None of that. They
don't care about being fair or equal or
no.
They don't care about none of that.
They don't.
They want to make sure that they're in what? Control.
That's right.
They might give you a few nuggets to eat. They might give you a little something, because they give this. A lot of times they will give a gift to destroy the heart. But they don't. But they're going to make sure that you're not on their level. Exactly. They're going to make sure that they're supreme over you. Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of something, but we're going to still dominate
here. Yeah.
And tell you what you can and can't do, and we're going to rule over you. But that shit's over.
When it was never their place.
That's over. That stuff's over. It's over. And if you come across this video and you're in a governmental position, you're a white person on top, you're done for. It's done. You guys have done us dirty long enough. It's over. The tables is turning. The power shift is shifting. And like you said, they wanted to use us. Want to call us 3/5 of a human, but y'all didn't even know how to get out there and grow some damn food. Want to call us 3/5 of a human, and y'all had to go and steal more people to enslave them to figure out how to grow some food on the land that you were on. Want to minimize and demonize the Black woman, but the Black woman is sitting up there running your farm, running your fields. On top of being the nurses and the midwives and healing the sick and taking care of your babies. Yeah. Ain't that something? But that's the power that's on the inside of us. That's the power on the inside of us. All praises.
All praises.
Well, we love you guys. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate you coming in and listening to all this good edification, unveiling of truth, and allowing us to read to you our history and go through our history and even match it up with the so-called Bible. This is great. This is awesome. So we appreciate you so very much. If you continue to like these podcasts, please join us on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. like today. And you can also join us on Saturdays for Shabbat Fellowship at 11 a.m. in the morning. We are on YouTube and we are on Facebook. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can do so via Gmail at keeperofmysis@gmail.com, or you can message us on our Facebook Keeper of My Sis page in our messenger. Also, if you would like to get physically fit, please come and join YAHUAH for Zion Fitness on Facebook. We are doing some amazing things, transforming our bodies, transforming our minds. Right now, we are on a 100-day, no meat, no sugar, elevation journey. We are doing fruits and vegetables, and we are doing fish and eggs. So please come and join us on this journey. It is 100 days. We started on Sunday, November 2nd, and we are going to see this whole thing through. All right. And if you would like our music, we have music links up at the top. If you'd like to donate to us, you can do so. We have a link to our GoFundMe. Let's Get Back to Eden. You can donate to that to acquire land in Africa, or you can also donate to our Keeper of My Sis at cashapp. That is $ Keeper of My Sis. If you would like to, what else? If you would like to what?
You said YAHUAH for Zion Fitness already. Music.
If you would like to just, give us some edification ideas, song ideas, all that, hit us up in our messenger on Keeper of My Sis, or even email us. We appreciate you guys so very much. You got anything to add?
We love you, family.
We do.
And just have an amazing, abundant Baruch day.
Yes,
and enjoy. And if you've missed any of the previous video, go back and listen, because this has been amazing.
It really
has been amazing.
It really has.
So get in there. The time is now.
And I want to encourage our family, our Negro men and our Negro women. Listen, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You have afraid. And you have nothing to. You don't have to cower down. You don't have to bite your tongue. Let's call the wicked out. Let's call the people that have been oppressing us. Let's call this out, and not just call it out. We need to start banding together, gathering together, and coming from out of these nations. We need to come out of their system, their beast system, their religious systems. So, you don't have anything to be ashamed of. Don't be embarrassed. A lot of our people act like you can't call the wicked out. You call these wicked ass powers that be and these wicked nations, you call them out. All praises to the Most High, and watch him continue to empower you. We don't have to be nobody's doormat anymore. We're nobody's scapegoat. We're not walking peacefully anymore. We're not doing these peace drives. We're not doing these peace marches. We're not doing that anymore. It's a time for war. It ain't a time for peace. It's a time for separating from these heathens. It says in Ecclesiastic, it's a time for everything. It's a time for love, and it's a time for hate. And guess what? It's a time for our people, the Negro men and women, for us to be loving each other and hating our enemy, our oppressor, hating these other nations that have conspired against us. It is what it is. It is what it is. But you can go and stick in your religion if you want to. Got you loving your enemy. Got you loving the person that ain't about to do nothing righteous for you. Ain't about to treat you right. Ain't about to treat you fair.
No.
So, that's what religion does. Keeps you loving your enemy. But that's why we're not entangled in it anymore. We're not entangled in religion no more.
Oh,
that crap is done and over. We are free.
We are free.
We are free. We are free to fight back against our enemy. And that's exactly what we're doing.
That's right.
And going to continue to do. So we love you all so very much. Listen, goddess and gods, empresses and emperors, rulers, you Negro men, you Negro women, be encouraged. Continue seeking truth. Continue being righteous towards yourself and towards your people. And let us gather together. We love you guys.
We love you. Shalom.
Shalom. Enjoy your days.
Yes.